Today we'll be working in my workbook called Kadesh Barnea to the Plains of Moab, and this covers numbers 20 through 24. Looking at the table of contents, we've already handled getting water from a rock at Kadesh Barnea, and where Aaron and Moses do not do as the Lord has said, and so they are both disqualified from going into the promised land. But truthfully, they're 120 years of age, and so they're pretty old to try to go into the promised land anyway. Then they try to go through Edom to the King's Highway to go north, but Edom will not allow them passage. Now we get to the death of Aaron. They've traveled, instead of going through Edom from Kadesh Barnea, they go to Mount Hor, and Aaron then goes up on the mountain with Eleazar, and the clothes are transferred to Eleazar, and then he dies up on the mountain, and that's in the 5th month of the 40th year. Now we get to the first battle. Because if you remember 40 years ago, they wouldn't battle because they were afraid. Now we get to start getting to actual battles. The first battle and the bronze snake, numbers 21, 1 through 9.
When the Canaanites, king of Arad, who lived in the Negev, how do you pronounce it? Heard that Israel was coming along the road of Antharim, he attacked the Israelites and captured some of them.
Right. So it's that line that's going up first. Who heard that the Israelites were traveling along the road to Antharim?
Canaanite king of Arad.
The road to Antharim is probably mistranslated. It appears to be the way of the Antharim, which means the way of the spies, which is a caravan road leading toward the southern Negev. It is named after the spies that entered Canaan 38 years prior. Is it named after that word? Possibly. Notice Hormah is the same town that the Amalekites chased them to when the Israelites tried to attack Canaan without the Lord's help. Do you think the king of Arad, a Canaanite, was part of and remembered the success of routing the Israelites 38 years prior?
Probably.
Yeah. Routing means pushing them away. It's very possible. King stayed king for a long time. Was the king of Arad successful in his attack?
Yeah.
Although nothing is said about it here, it looks like the Israelites were initially going to try to go into the land of Canaan north on the west side of Jordan first before the route they did take. So circle the line to Hormah, so that little line up there. It looks like they were originally going to try to go north into Canaan.
Yeah. Then Israel made this vow to the Lord: if you will deliver these people into our hands, we will totally destroy their cities. The Lord listened to Israel's plea and gave the Canaanites over to them. They completely destroyed them and their towns, so the place was named Hormah.
This is handled Hormah. This is handled so much differently than 38 years prior. Did the Israelites now talk with the Lord before responding to the Canaanite attack?
Yes.
In the original situation shown below, did the Israelites check with the Lord before they had decided to try to take the land?
No.
What vow did the Israelites make with God?
If you will deliver these people into our hands, we will totally destroy them, their city.
Did the Lord bless them, and did they completely destroy the towns of this king?
Yeah.
What did they name the city or area?
Hormah.
Right. Hormah means destruction.
Destruction. They traveled from Mount Hor along the route to the Red Sea to go around Edom. But the people grew impatient on the way. They spoke against God and against Moses and said, why have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? There is no bread, there is no water, and we detest this miserable food.
Uh-oh. The Israelites first tried going directly east to connect with the King's Highway, but what nation stopped them at that point?
Edom.
Right. Then the Israelites started to go directly north from Kadesh Barnea, but who did they meet?
The king of the Canaanites.
Right. Even though the Israelites defeated the Canaanites, for some reason they decided not to go that route. Circle the route towards Hormah. Circle also the route heading south to the Red Sea. When they headed south, where were they heading?
The Red Sea.
Right, or Ezon Geber, yes, the Red Sea. At that point, that's called the Red Sea, even though it's called Gulf of whatever now. When they see, how was the people's attitude?
Impatient.
Yeah. Consider for a moment, God had promised them victory over the Canaanite nations and yet would not allow them to go through the Edomites, nor go north after their success over the king of Arad. It is 40 years. They're ready, and yet feels like God continues to have them wander in the wilderness. Which is true. He would be, you're ready, and he keeps moving you around.
Yeah. Then the Lord sent venomous snakes among them. They bit the people, and many Israelites died. The people came to Moses and said, "We sinned when we spoke against the Lord and against you. Pray that the Lord will take the snakes away from us." So Moses prayed for the people.
What did the Lord send among the people?
Venomous snakes.
Even today, the area around the Gulf of Aqaba, including southern Jordan, the Sinai Peninsula, and northwest Saudi Arabia, has a high concentration of snakes, with roughly 37 plus species in Jordan, 7 of which are highly venomous. Did the people die from these snakes?
Yes.
There's no record as to how many died of snake bite. What did the people admit?
We sinned when we spoke against the Lord and you.
Who had they spoken against? The Lord and Moses, yeah.
Oh, I just said that.
Yeah, that's fine. This is actually new with this generation. The prior generation only spoke against Moses and Aaron. What did they ask for?
Snakes taken away.
Yeah, like all of us. Did Moses follow through with their request?
Yes.
He prayed. Yes, he prayed that snakes had been fallen through yet.
Yeah. The Lord said to Moses, "Make a snake and put it up on a pole. Anyone who is bitten can look at it and live." So Moses made a bronze snake and put it up on a pole. Then when anyone was bitten by a snake and looked at the bronze snake, they lived. That's such a miracle.
Yeah. What did the Lord want Moses to do?
Make a snake and put it up on a pole.
How would the people be saved from this?
Who is bitten can look at it and live.
Right. What was the snake made out of?
Bronze.
Based on biblical accounts and the technical processes of the era, crafting the bronze snake likely took a few days. The process involved casting or hammering bronze, potentially from melted items like mirrors, a task Moses or skilled metal workers could complete, similar to other bronze articles created for the tabernacle. Did it stop the snakes from biting?
No.
In essence, this is simple. You will not die if you look at the bronze snake on a pole. But this is illogical to our minds. Why does simply looking at something cure us? This illogical act requires faith. The medical symbol of a snake wrapped around a pole is the rod of Asclepius, representing the ancient Greek deity of healing and medicine. It features a single serpent coiled around a rough staff, symbolizing rejuvenation, healing in the medical profession. It is frequently confused with caduceus, or the staff of Hermes Mercury, which has 2 snakes and wings. The caduceus is actually a symbol of commerce, not medicine, although often used mistakenly, particularly in the United States. So technically, the first one there is the one that we should be using, but we all see number 2, which is incorrect. So it's kind of funny.
Yeah.
How does the bronze serpent on a pole represent Jesus? The bronze serpent on a pole foreshadows Jesus by acting as a type of the cross, where both instances involve taking the instrument of a curse, the serpent or sin, and lifting it up to provide salvation and healing for those who look upon it in faith. Jesus explicitly connected these events, saying, As Moses lifted up the serpent in the wilderness, so must the Son of Man be lifted up. John 3:14. Key connections between the bronze serpent and Jesus. The lifting up. Just as Moses lifted up the serpent high on a pole to be seen by the Israelites, Jesus was lifted up on a pole of the cross, serving as public display of God's victory over sin. Symbol of sin becoming remedy. The snakes in the camp were divine judgment for Israel's sin. By creating a replica of the very instrument of their suffering, God made it a vehicle of healing. Similarly, Jesus, though sinless, was made to be sin on the cross to provide the cure from humanity's spiritual death. Healing through faith. The Israelites were saved not by any magical power, but by looking to the elevated object in faith. Likewise, salvation comes by fixing one's faith on Christ's sacrifice. A look to live. In both cases, salvation required a personal, active, and obedient look toward God's designated, ironic source of deliverance. The key difference, the bronze serpent provided physical healing and temporary life in the wilderness, while looking to Jesus provides an eternal salvation from spiritual death. A lot of the things in the Old Testament symbolize or represent the New Testament in many ways. Okay, so we have the crossword. Number 4, people who were bit by the snake merely had to
look
at the bronze snake on the pole to live. 5, where did the Canaanite king of Arad live?
Najib.
Okay. 6, the Lord sent venomous
snake
among them. 9, the town where the Israelites destroyed the Canaanites is called?
Hermon.
Right. The king of Arad did
capture
some of the Israelites. 12, the people admitted that they had
sinned
when they spoke against Moses and the Lord. 1, what was the snake on the pole made out of?
Bronze.
2, when the Israelites were heading towards the Red Sea, they were heading toward Ezon
Gerber.
Right. And 3, in what book did Jesus compare himself to the bronze snake?
John.
7, the king of Arad heard the Israelites were traveling on the road or way to
Atharim.
Right. And 8, when the Israelites said they detested the miserable food, what food are they talking about?
Manna.
And 10, Atharim means?
Spies.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.